Hey, what's up, my fellow boxing brothers and lovers? Okay, finally, we the weekend we've waited is here. Yeah. So, of course, we got a big heavyweight showdown for the IBF title, which is Hrgovic versus Itauma. But also, before that, I would just want to mention a couple other fights. There's one on this undercard. Sam Noakes versus Dennis Berinchyk. Yes, it's a good fight, lightweight one for 10 rounds. I think Berinchyk will win this fight because I think he's just a better fighter. But if it goes the distance, which is likely, then I don't know, he might get robbed even. Unfortunately, it's in UK, so we know the English judges haven't exactly been very unbiased. Berinchyk is not exactly a puncher, that's another thing. He is coming off a loss to Sean Davis, where he was knocked out in 4 rounds. And Sam Noakes has also one loss to Abdullah Mason on points. Actually, both fights were for the WBO title. So this is like a rebound fight, and like who to see who goes where now, who gets potentially another title shot in near future. Sam Noakes is a puncher, but he hasn't really knocked out anybody of note. Probably the best guy he knocked out is Louis Sylvester, who was 13-0, but I don't know him. Just judged by his record. He beat Ryan Walsh and Ivan Mendy, who was, of course, ancient by that time. On points, Berinchyk, he has beaten Emmanuel Navarrete, is by far biggest victory, 24. Also Anthony Gigot, who was also probably on the slide a little bit by the time Isa Chaniev, Ivan Mendy himself, Yoel Simeon. So he's got a little better record, I would say, than Noakes. I do believe that Berinchyk should outbox Noakes, but will he get it? That's the big question. So yeah. Also, we got on the women's side in Birmingham, United Kingdom, that same weekend tomorrow, we got a ladies card, which is quite good. Michaela Mayer is fighting Chantel Cameron. Yeah, it is. Isn't it for a title? Maybe not super welterweight. Yeah. So no title on the line. Okay. Yeah, Chantel Cameron's only loss was against Katie Taylor, of course, and Michaela Mayer hasn't lost. She lost controversially to what's her name, Alicia Baumgartner, and Natasha Jonas also lost. They were both controversial. Yeah. Oh my! I didn't know the Baumgartner fight was 22. Was that so long ago? Okay, interesting. Yeah, so since then, she actually holds WBC. Here it says NWBO with titles. So, alright, this side has missed that. Alright. So it is for 2 titles, that's what I thought. They're quite different. Michaela Mayer is more like a technical boxer, tall, rangy, and Chantel Cameron is more aggressive, going straight at her opponents. And She still got pretty good skills, but she beat Katie Taylor by outworking her, and rather than outboxing her, being more aggressive in the first fight. She's 35, however, so she's approaching the end, but Mayer is also 36. Yeah, they don't have a long future, I think. But anyway, this will be a good scrap for a women's fight anyway. Yeah, also Caroline Dubois fighting on the undercard. Terry Harper, yeah. Alright, then let's go to the main event. Moses Itauma versus Mr. Philip Hrgovic, the Beast. Yeah, so there's been a lot of, talk already. By the way, this site is wrong. Itauma is not 6'6", only Hrgovic is. It doesn't matter, he's 6'4", I believe. No, he still might be growing, but maybe not. He's almost 6'5". And for 14-0, 21 years old, only Moses, aka Enrico, which is his real name, Itauma. And it is pronounced, Itauma, I think, but it doesn't matter. And coming off a knockout victory over Jermaine Franklin, was never knocked out before that, and Dillian White in one round only. Hrgovic, not a knockout artist really, but he can hit, however, because of his size and all that. Not a weak puncher either, but more of an accumulation puncher than like bang, 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 sudden knockout puncher, as I call it. Yeah, he stopped David Allen. That was a very one-sided fight in May this year, and beat David Adelaide and Joe Joyce before that on points. So his only loss so far was Daniel Dubois, of course, 24, when he just emptied his guns way too soon. And yeah, so that's I'm really quite undecided on this, but I know Hrgovic is not a pushover at all. And he never really got knocked out. He was stopped on a cut or cuts about both ties against the Dubois. And yeah, so he's a very tough guy. Against Zhang, he was cut and down early on in the fight, but came back to dominate Zhang. I felt that decision was fair. I know many people didn't, but Zhang didn't really show much after like sixth round or something, 7 round, and yeah. So he's risen to occasion. That was the fight where Hrgovic really proved what he's got, what he's about. Toughness and heart and technical skills, determination, all that. Yep, he's not easily broken, sure. Itauma very different, He hasn't had many hard fights, if any, really. Most of his knockouts came early on, 1, 2, 3 rounds. So, well, mostly 1 or 2. I don't think he doesn't have a third round knockout. The last fight went a little further than usual, 5 rounds, because he was fighting a better opponent, tougher guy, Jermaine Franklin Jr. But still, he destroyed him. He destroyed Franklin Jr. In the end. However, Hrgovic, a lot taller than Franklin Jr., a better boxer. Franklin's a good boxer technically, but not a puncher at all. Hrgovic hits at least harder than him, I don't know how much harder, but he does hit about it. And this can be potentially very interesting fight, unless Itauma ends it suddenly, but I mean, he can. Against Hrgovic, you don't knock him out with one punch or two or three. Nobody does. But if he gets him down early on and then just, pounces on him, and yeah, he can get a quick stoppage, I guess. But because Hrgovic is slow, a very big, heavy guy, So, and, but I don't think it will be an easy fight for Itauma. However, and also the experience factor may prove less decisive, but I mean, this is a heavyweight division. Welterweight or middleweight fight would have been different. But in heavyweight, very often the fights are decided on who hits harder and who lands first with the right punches or punch. And in that game, definitely Moses Itauma has an advantage. So you might say many things are loaded in his favor here. But I don't doubt, I mean, Hrgovic, he might even surprise. I mean, Itauma hasn't really been properly chin tested either, so who knows, maybe he will surprise us and, yeah. If not knock out Itauma, then give him a real scare. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know, many things. I would say I would lean slightly towards Itauma to win. But if the fight goes like past the sixth round or something, if he has to go dig deep and go kind of go far, let's say, in the fight, then yeah, Hrgovic has the advantage then, definitely. And that's something he said also, that he's more likely to win late, and Itauma is more likely to win early. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I would say. I think I would just, as I said, slightly favor the younger guy. But of course, by no means is he a clear favorite for me. No. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Okay. All right. That was it. Everybody, I'll see you soon and enjoy the fights. All right. Bye.